1, 2, ready, and...
Season 11 is underway as the Alabama State Hornets extend their winning streak to 54 straight games, going all the way back to Season 7. We have not lost a game since the National Championship game versus LSU back in Season 6. But let's go up to Huntsville, Alabama. Well, Normal, Alabama. Interesting game up there. SWAC Big 12 matchup. The Alabama A&M Bulldogs are hosting the Texas Christian Horned Frogs, aka TCU. So this should be an interesting matchup. Both teams have not really done much in this series, so let's see what happens. Quarterback Brian Johnson steps back to pass. Look at Dwayne McCall. You haul that thing in and take it all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. High stepping like Dion, and Alabama A&M strikes first. It is 7-0. Look at this pinpoint perfect pass by Brian Johnson though. McCall should be popping up on Madden, man. I'm going to have to look at his reading to see where he's at. So there goes good Alabama A&M. Now here comes bad Alabama A&M. Now the ball's fielded around the 19-yard line, and Buddy just going to fumble it. Just straight coughed it up. Straight coughed it up. Madison, you got to do better than that, man. So TCU's on offense now. Here goes their quarterback. Dennis Edwards tossed this. Oh, look at that pass. Look at Vinnie Morgan on the halfback pass, throwing a dot to Tidwell. So now they're in the red zone around the 5-yard line. There goes the handoff to Vinnie Morgan, and he goes into the end zone untouched. Touchdown TCU. We got a tie game. Brian Johnson and the Bulldogs back on offense. It rolls out. Oh, he fumbled the ball, and TCU picked it up. Brian Johnson was under pressure, coughed the ball up, and TCU got it back. And now it's a 10-7 game in favor of the Horned Frogs. But here goes Brian Johnson. Good job right there by the wide receiver running that route, making that catch. First down for the Bulldogs. Now TCU going to have some discipline issues here. Starting right here. Look at that face mask. That's going to tack on 5 yards. That was not intentional, but it is 5 yards. Here we go on third down. Alabama A&M's only converted 1 third down all game, and that's a 15-yard face mask right there. Tried to take his head off. We're going to tack on 15 right here, and that puts the ball at the TCU 13-yard line. Now the Bulldogs are in the red zone. So now the game's tied at 10. There goes a toss play. Oh my gosh, Vinnie Morgan straight caught the ball up, but TCU got it back. How the A&M defense didn't get that ball, I have no idea. So eventually they punt, and look at A&M. They need to fire their offensive coordinator and their head coach. That's a terrible decision when the game's on the line. So now TCU is going to try to do something. There goes Edwards throwing the ball downfield, and the pass is intercepted. The starting free safety for the Bulldogs, Josh Price, forces the second turnover of the game for TCU. And now we're going to take this thing in overtime, an interesting game up here on the hill in Huntsville. First series of overtime, Johnson sets back the pass, and he pops it to McCall, and he caught it in the end zone. Touchdown Alabama A&M. A great catch by Dwayne McCall. He can catch in traffic. When you get him in 50-50, he's going to catch that thing. Look at this pass again. Brian Johnson finding his favorite target, and McCall hauls it into the back of the end zone, and now Alabama A&M have the lead. But here come the Horned Frogs as Dennis Edwards tries to go up the middle, but he's going nowhere. A great job on that play by the Bulldog defense, but can they get 2 more stops? So now it's 3rd and 9. Dennis steps back the pass. Edwards pops it, and it's in the end zone, and that's a touchdown. And there goes Tidwell making the catch in the back of the end zone. He managed to get 1 foot down, and now it's tied at 17 as we go to overtime number 2. So now here we go. Dennis Edwards with the handoff to Vinny. Oh, that's a face mask. Terrible tackle that was right there. And that's going to give TCU new light and 15 yards here at the Alabama A&M 12. So here goes TCU again. Toss play. Vinnie Morgan goes up the left side. Vinnie Morgan makes it. Oh, he tried to make a man miss and gets tackled around the 1-yard line. They are now knocking on the door. The Bulldog defense needs to stop now at the 1-yard line. Vinnie Morgan, toss play, untouched, touchdown TCU Horned Frogs. They take the lead, and now Alabama A&M has to do something on offense in order to keep this game going. So at the 25-yard line, toss play, and that's going nowhere. That is going absolutely nowhere. TCU's on it now, and they lost 2 yards, 2nd and 12. Johnson steps back. Johnson's under pressure, and he's going nowhere. They locked up the perimeter. They're now allowing anything on the outside. Bad decision by Johnson where he had no choice. 3rd and long now. Johnson under pressure. Johnson gets sacked. Oh my goodness, Alabama A&M. Please don't tell me y'all about to lose like this. And now we got 4th and 22. That's a huge sack for TCU. What are they going to do with 4th and 22? Johnson steps back the pass. He's going to pop it downfield to the right side. And it's caught. But they ruled him out of bounds. They ruled him out of bounds. And TCU get up out of here with a 24-17 victory. A great game on the hill. Alabama A&M just couldn't do enough to get the win. It went to overtime. And yeah, TCU made more plays than Alabama A&M did. Those penalties pretty much cost them, especially that face mask penalty. But in the end, Alabama A&M, that's a heartbreaking loss. So let's look at the rest of the scores around the SWAC. We take care of Virginia Tech. East Carolina beats Grambling State 31-10. Arkansas Pine Bluff just got put in a split by UConn. Boise State beats Prairie View A&M by 2 possessions. TCU beats Alabama A&M. And then we go down to Houston as Rice beats Florida A&M. Jackson State beats Norfolk State in a SWAC MEAC challenge. Boston College gets the best of Mississippi Valley State. Northwestern beats Alcorn State 25-7. And Southern beats Stanford 38-14. Wow. Meanwhile in the MEAC, Howard beat Houston. Alabama beats Hampton 46-10. Delaware State loses to Ole Miss by 1 possession. North Carolina A&T loses to North Carolina. NC State beats Morgan State. Tennessee State took care of Western Illinois. My goodness. And then we got Rutgers beating South Carolina State. And of course we saw Jackson State beating Norfolk State. So let's look at the Heisman watch list. As you see, Patrick Collier is the only one on this list. He didn't do much versus Virginia Tech, but he did get a touchdown. Sam Collier comes in at 3rd. We got Jake Patrick from Texas Tech coming in at 4th. And Carlos Burnett moves up into the list at number 5. Thanks to his performance against us. My goodness, man. But he did ball out against Portland State too. But he definitely one of the best running backs in the country. Gabe Byron and Tommy Stewart of Southern and Jackson State win SWAC Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week. And Tom Stewart just had a ball of a game. 13 tackles, 7 for loss, and 3 sacks as he left in. Noah Scales and Matthew Cutler of Tennessee State and Howard men Offensive and Defensive Players of the Week. Look at the numbers on Scales though. 357 yards, 5 tutties, 41 attempts. And Matthew Cutler had a great game. My goodness, that's a dream of a game for a linebacker. So we got some breaking news out of the Alabama State football program. We decided to make some changes. We're going to move Patrick Collier to wide receiver number 1 and move Kevin Garnett Humphrey back to wide receiver number 2. Yeah, Kevin Garnett Humphrey is a bit taller than 6'9", but Patrick Collier is the fastest wide receiver we have on this team. Plus, he has the better hands. Plus, I believe Kevin Garnett Humphrey is more comfortable as a wide receiver number 2. And on top of that, we decide to burn the red shirt of Wesley Pipes Dunbar, the freshman out of Oregon, Ohio. He's going to be the 3rd running back. Don't worry, we're still going to use fullbacks, but we need some more speed back there. In NCAA 06, these players do get quickly fatigued. And we're going to need that 3rd option at the running back spot. This will be great experience for Wesley Pipes Dunbar. And on top of that, he might become a freshman All-American. Who knows, man? So we made the decision for Wesley Pipes Dunbar because in the end, he had the better numbers. And then plus on top of that, between him and Trey Bray, he was the better back. So join us next time. We got a SWAC Big 12 matchup. We are hosting the Nebraska Cornhuskers, and not just that, it's a top 10 matchup. We're ranked number 2, Nebraska's ranked number 10. It's going to be very interesting. These are 2 high-octane offenses that can score at will. Which team will turn out to have the better offense at the end of the day? Join us next time for the 2nd game of the season. Peace.